There's a nice R1T next to us. Okay, so there's a cherry picker here that is blocking the road. Looks like I am going to take over here, back out. There's no way to go around this equipment. Oh, check that out. Car is parking. Or is it parking? No, I think it's just actually trying to get closer to the pin that we're at. But not really sure what's happening here. Looks like I'm gonna have to disengage here. Or if the car's not gonna actually hit the curb here. Alright, engaging for the first time 12.5.1 here in Irvine, California. We have about 8 or 9 pins to random residential locations in this area. It's a newer part of Irvine known as the Great Park Communities. And let's just see how it does. So I am wearing sunglasses right now. Looks like I am going to have to touch the wheel periodically to demonstrate that I am paying attention. So 12.5 was fascinating in that it is the first version to take advantage of the hardware that is in this Model Y. This is a September 2023 build made in Austin with a 4680 battery cells, and it has the hardware for full self-driving hardware installed on this vehicle. So theoretically, it can take into account, from what I see online, 5 times more attributes than hardware 3, which means in my layman's understanding, more information is better than less, and it can train the models that are running FSD with more information. So that's probably good for everyone. We're coming up here on a roundabout. This one is a pretty standard roundabout in the Great Parks. It's one of the larger ones. I've run through this many times over the past 3 years with various versions of FSD. I don't anticipate this to be a problem. Alright. There's a nice R1T next to us. Alright, it's engaging the wipers. Yeah, you can actually turn it off now, but that's been a problem on FSD for quite some time now. I don't know exactly why it engages the wipers. It obviously detects some sort of maybe dust or dirt on the windshield. Our vehicle is relatively clean, so not really sure what it's seeing, but don't anticipate that's going to be affecting this drive at all. It is fascinating getting such a quick point release from initially downloading 12.5 after being on 12.3.6 for quite some time. From what I see on X, Elon says there are going to be frequent point releases in quick succession, probably as they iterate and modify the models based on the what I assume to be large amounts of data coming in. And also now that Tesla is no longer compute constrained, they can hopefully make sense of all the information that they're getting from the millions of Teslas on the road. They're probably not going to be getting. There's no shortage of information coming from this area. There are tons of Teslas here in Irvine. There's some intersections. It seems like it's 50 to 75% of the cars. So this is probably just another Tesla, my Tesla, just adding more data to the training model. All right, here's another roundabout. Handle that one flawlessly. Now, granted, it is a Monday afternoon in the middle of summer, so there's not as much traffic. There's no school traffic right now. The summer school sessions have just got out recently, so it should be a relatively quiet Monday afternoon compared to if you were to do this in, let's say, September or October. Some beautiful houses out here, though. Alright, so we're going into a more residential driveway, shared driveway area. Cutting that curb a bit close, but made its way no problem. Alright, so looks like we made it to our first destination. I'm going to cancel this one out. We're going to go on to our next destination. Yeah, it's really striking architecture considering the cookie cutter homes that are typically associated with this part of Orange County, as the houses here are rather expensive. Okay, getting back onto Ridge Valley, which is one of the main streets here in the Great Parks. It's amazing how comfortable it is driving on a 12.5. I've been a beta tester since 2021, and you know, when I've said this story a few times in various FSD videos, but it didn't seem like there would ever be full self-driving, just based on how clumsy the initial builds were and how many times you had to take over. And here we are 3 years later, and I'm not doing anything to drive the vehicle. All right. Coming up on another roundabout here. Car signals before entering. Slight hesitation there, but it just entered well ahead of the other vehicle behind us. Looks like there's still some construction going on in this part of the Great Park. Yeah, this looks like new construction over here. So let's go cancel this out. We'll move on to the next location. Okay, so there's a cherry picker here that is blocking the road. Looks like I am going to take over here, back out. There's no way to go around this equipment. So that's first disengagement. Granted, that's talk about edge case of edge cases, and considering that FSD 12.5.1 still cannot engage into reverse, that's understandable. So let's re-engage here. Looking straight ahead of us, there's a Fisker Ocean. Definitely feel bad for all the Fisker Ocean buyers and what they've had to probably go through with the bankruptcy of Fisker. Still like a good, it's still a good-looking vehicle though. Hope they're able to find some support. All right, headed out of this newer part of what I think is Novel Park. Back into the same roundabout that we just went through like a few minutes ago. No problem. Switching lanes confidently. I'm going to make a left here at this light. Again, I'm wearing sunglasses, so the car is asking me to touch the wheel periodically. Green arrow. So we're turning into a residential driveway again. Autopilot navigation complete. Press accelerators, and let's see if we just press the accelerator and see how this does. Without having to edit the trip. Oh, check that out. Car is parking. Or is it parking? No, I think it's just actually trying to get closer to the pin that we're at, but not really sure what's happening here. Looks like I'm gonna have to disengage here. Wonder if the car's not gonna actually hit the curb here. All right, so you can see that the car is turning the wheel, attempting to make some sort of maneuver. Yeah, I saw this on AI Driver's video, but you can see that the route planner is trying to go in reverse, but because FSD cannot reverse yet, we're kind of just stuck in this parking spot. So I'm going to disengage here and take over, get us out of this spot, and then re-engage again. All right, let's edit the trip. All right, re-engaged. So that's 2 disengagements. Not really the fault of FSD. Those are some really strange limitations so far. Basically, it can't reverse, and I think if it could, it would have been able to solve both of the situations that we were, both of the disengagements that we just encountered. We have a stop sign here. Cross traffic does not have a stop sign. Yielded to this Lexus over here without a problem. Getting back onto Bridge Valley. Then we're gonna go across the neighborhoods into, I think, Cadence. It's one of the newer. There's so many new communities in this part of Irvine. I can't keep the names straight. But the one thing that they all share is that all these homes are beautiful. It's very interesting architecture. Lots of great amenities. I don't live here, but definitely can appreciate why so many people like to live here. All right, getting back into this. This is the 3rd time we're into this roundabout. Yielding to this Jeep. We're going to pass this large pool and recreation complex on our way to our next random residential location. coming up on yet another roundabout, which is great roundabout practice for FSD. All right, no problem. Right here, passing through what's known as Bosque Park. Driving over Bosque Park, this is an overpass to the park beneath us. Again, just repeating myself again, but these are random residential locations just randomly picked on a map. I know that the car does really well in well-traveled arterials here in Irvine, but I think putting it through the paces in some of these lesser-known residential areas kind of gives it a different challenge. Although, granted, there's tons of Teslas here. I am fairly certain that. All right, let's just cross this out. Keep going. Off to the next location. All right, cars. Oh, okay. Gauging signal light and heading on to the next location. I noticed that sometimes when you engage FSD from a park situation or a standstill, it takes a little bit of time for it to figure out what it's going to do next. Not really a complaint, just an observation. We are heading east on Cultivate. And we're going to make a right, I believe, on Majeska. Way without a problem to the next location. Even parking on the side here. Alright, on to the next location. definitely a much newer part of the Great Park. Areas that haven't been under construction yet. Alright, entering yet another roundabout. In the distance you can see some of the leftover buildings and equipment from the days of this area as El Toro Marine Base. Lots of Teslas over here in this neighborhood. Counted 4 since we've just pulled in. All right, 5 Teslas. They're charming houses. Okay, we're yielding to the traffic here. More new construction. Pretty uneventful drive. You know, the 2 interventions so far, but again, those are technological limitations so far of FSD. Still can't reverse, and again, those would have probably been resolved if it could. I am curious when that will happen. It's braking here for some reason. Not sure why. let's park. This is our final destination. And as expected, a mostly uneventful drive, other than getting shown the limitations of FSD in its current state. Obviously, at some point, Tesla will have to solve that, and I'm sure they have a plan in place for that, because how else can you continue on an FSD if you can't shift into reverse? So thanks for joining me. Okay, the car is continuing to drive around in circles for some reason, but yeah, again, thank you for riding along with me on this drive, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks.